Morning everybody, it's Will again, doing another short hike this week. Today I'm going to hike from the Appalachian Trail from where it crosses Interstate 70 to the Washington Monument and back. I think the whole hike out and back is like 5.8 miles, so it should be a fairly short hike. Starts off in this old abandoned road. Kind of reminds me of the abandoned turnpike. It's the footbridge they made to allow the hikers to cross Interstate 70. We'll be going across it here in a second. Driven under this bridge plenty of times. This is my first time walking across it. Just finished crossing the bridge and came out on the other side. It's kind of wild. Kind of feel like I'm walking through people's backyards. But this is the part of the Appalachian Trail. Compared to last week's hike, this one's pretty easy as far as elevation goes so far. Last week, just in the distance that I had just walked, I probably would have gone up a couple, 300 or 400 feet at least. I don't think I've even gone up 100 feet so far, so kind of a nice break from the elevation change. We'll see if the story changes here when I get closer to the Washington Monument. I do kind of want to say something about when I first started. If it seemed like I was a little rushed, it's because I kind of was. There's a large group of hikers that just pulled into the parking lot, and I wanted to hurry up and get on the trail and kind of put some space between myself and them. That way at least I can enjoy a little bit of a quiet hiking before they catch up, if they do. So, alright, I just came across the intersection of the Bartman Hill Trail. Co-worker of mine who also hikes told me about this Appalachian Trail guide that he uses. It's called AWOL's Guide. So I ran out and got a copy of it, and I have to say I'm pretty happy with it. What I did for this hike is I photocopied the page for the section I'm going to hike today, and this thing's great. It gives you mileages to all your points. And you see here I started at the footbridge, and here's the Bartman Hill Trail. So I've only covered a half a mile so far, but this guide's great. I like it. It tells me where parking and water and restrooms and all that kind of stuff is here on the side. It gives you your mileages on the left hand side. I just photocopied it so I wouldn't ruin the book, because I'd like to keep using the book. And I put little notes on the back, and I just shoved this page in my cargo pocket. That way it's handy for when I want to access it as I'm hiking. So, nice guide. If you're planning on hiking a fair bit on the Appalachian Trail, I highly suggest you just pick one up. One of the other reasons why I wanted to hike this section of the trail is I plan on doing a 4-day hike this summer, covering some of this ground, and I wanted to get an idea what the terrain was like so I could judge so I knew how to judge what our mileage should be for each day. We'll be carrying, I'm carrying a pack now, but we'll be carrying bigger packs for that hike. And I just kind of wanted to get an idea of how tough it would be. So far, it doesn't seem too bad. So it might be a great hike for this summer. Passing through some ridiculously easy terrain right now. I guess I shouldn't complain. But nice wide, fairly groomed trail. I think I'm walking. I'll have to look at the map a little bit and check. But I think I'm walking in the saddle between two of the peaks of this mountain, which probably explains for the nice easygoing terrain. But I'm covering a fair bit of ground in a short amount of time, so might have to rethink my day's plans and add some more miles to this outing. Still plugging away on the trail here. Still heading that way. The trail has still been fairly easy. It's really wide. I did notice this rock outcrops over here. I think I'm going to take a side trip over there just to see what the view is like from there. So I took a little side trip. Saw these rock outcroppings here. Wanted to see what the view is like. See if I can get my phone to play nice here. Pretty cool view. Now it's still winter, so I don't worry too much about clambering over the rocks, but if you're going to come up here anytime in the spring, summer, early fall, you need to be really mindful when you're climbing around the rocks, because this is snake territory. We do have timber rattlers in the area, and cottonmouths and copperheads. So, well, maybe not cottonmouths, but copperheads. So just really have to watch where you put your hands and feet if you're coming into this kind of stuff in the spring and summer and early fall. Well, I think I'm getting close to the monument. I believe that that knob, it's called Monument Knob. I believe that's at the very top of that. That's where the Washington Monument is. So, not too far away. Probably another 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. Maybe not even that. So, trail's still easy going. So, if you want a nice hike that's not too rough to do, this would be a good one for you. There is a few areas where there's some hills and stuff, but mostly it's just really wide, fairly groomed trail. Still kind of fairly early in the morning. I think it's like 10 o'clock or something like that. Maybe not early, but I've only came across one person so far going in the opposite direction. So kind of had the whole trail to myself so far. Well, the nice easy portion of the trail has ended for a little bit here as we're climbing up the Monument Knob here. Fairly decent ascent. You can see up there. So kind of picking my way up, and we'll see what's up at the top. Well, finished the most of the uphill part, and you can see the Washington Monument. So we're gonna go check it out. I'm gonna catch my breath a little bit too. All right, made it to the top, and here's the Washington Monument in Maryland. This was made by the townspeople of Boonesboro back in 1827, and then kind of fell into disrepair, and was later reconstructed to its original design by the Civilian Conservation Corps back in, I think it was 1936. So it's pretty cool. And the gate is open, so I can climb up to the top. Now, to do that here in a second, I do want to dig out my big camera and take some photos with it. A town down that you see down below here, that's Boonesboro. Alright, I left my bag at the base, and I'm going to try to climb up to the top here. Spiral staircase. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit, so I might get a little noise when I get up to the top here. Wow, great view. And that's the town of Boonesboro down there. I'll take one last look at the monument before I start heading back. And the town of Boonesboro. Ran into a couple people while I was up here, so I think I'm going to start hiking my way back, and then depending on what time I get back there, I'll decide whether I want to do more miles or not. Well, I left the Washington Monument. More and more people are starting to show up. You can just drive pretty much right to it, which I think people were starting to get up and around, and that's what was happening. So I decided to leave when I did. I'm actually kind of glad I got there when I did. There was a couple there when I got there, but they didn't stick around for very long. And then I kind of had it to myself, the monument to myself for a while, and then more and more people started showing up, so it was time for me to leave. So I just came down the hill, and I'm back on this fairly wide and groomed portion of the trail. So I'll probably make some pretty good time getting back to the parking area. And then I'll decide what to do from there. I don't know if you can see it, but straight ahead of me through the brush here is a deer that's staring me down. Little doe. Kind of following this deer up here. Doesn't seem to be too spooked by me. They're staring me down. Here. See it now? Whoop, got the tail up. Not too sure about me. Oh, there's two. I see the other one. Trying to figure out where that came from. That was pretty cool. It's kind of marching, or plugging away at the trail, and I heard something off to the left. And I stopped dead in my tracks and happened to look up, and here's this deer, maybe, I don't know, 50, 30, 40 yards away, or maybe a little bit more, maybe 50 yards, just kind of staring at me. Didn't run, so I kind of backtracked a little bit, and it started paralleling the trail, so I was kind of walking alongside of it. And then I saw another one, so I tried to get it on the video for you. I guess I'll find out when I get home if you could actually see the deer or not. So either way, it was kind of cool. Apparently, this is a pretty popular section of the of the trail. Passed numerous people on the way out, and even passed one gentleman carrying a boombox with it blaring and him just singing away with the music. So that was a new one on me. So I guess the point is it's a pretty popular section, so don't be too surprised if you run into all sorts of people along the way. I'm almost back to the car. Made it back to the footbridge here. I think I am going to hike just a little bit further. There's the Pine Knob Shelter, which is only 6/10 of a mile the other way from where I parked. I think I'm going to hike up and check that out since I'm so close. So as soon as I get across the footbridge. We're back to the abandoned road that leads up to the parking area. Stop at the car real quick since I'm here and top off on my water, and then go up to the shelter. According to my guide, it's only 6/10 of a mile, so we'll continue on and do that. Okay, just ran to my car and back. Now I'm back at the footbridge, except for this time I'm going northbound. Looks like it parallels the Appalachian Trail, parallels 70 here for a bit. Like I said, I want to walk up and at least check out the shelter here. If you happen to be coming in this direction, I'll warn you, the blazes for the trail are spotty at best. You know, here I am, I'm at a fork, so trail this way, and not a blaze to be seen. So I'm going to assume it's this way, and hopefully I'll run across a white blaze on up there. But just beware. It's easy to kind of zone out as you're hiking, but you do have to be mindful of keeping an eye out for blazes as you go. Okay, come up on the sign for the shelter, Pine Knob Shelter. If you go to the right, follow the AT that way, up there, I'll take you to Annapolis Rock. So I might come back here in a couple weeks and hike up there. From what I was reading, it's has some pretty good views from up there. Alright, here's the shelter. too awfully bad. Someone was nice enough to leave some water. Nice picnic table. And there's another fire ring in front. Walk around back here. Oh, there's the prairie up the hill. And nothing in back. Cool. Normally I wouldn't be sleeping in these because I like to take my hammock, sleep in the hammock, but if I had to, I'd sleep in there. I'm hiking my way out back to the AT from the shelter trail, and then there's a half mile this way to get to the shelter. It'd be another half mile the other way, and then I'll get back to the car and wrap things up. I think I'll check my GPS, but I'm pretty sure with this little extension, I probably covered close to 7 miles today, and I'm not even sure what time it is. I'll have to look. It can't be too long afternoon, and I think I started hiking at 9:15, so it wasn't too awfully bad. The terrain's pretty, on this part of the Appalachian Trail, is pretty forgiving. Nice wide trails, fairly groomed. There are a few ascents, but not too terribly bad. So if you're ever looking for a nice day hike, I'd recommend this one. Coming up to the Appalachian Trail now. If you, as I was saying earlier, if you continue up that way, it takes you up to Annapolis Rocks and towards Pennsylvania. And then this way it takes you back towards south towards the Washington Monument that I was just at earlier. So, you guys have a great day. I'm going to finish out this hike, and I'll see you the next time.